put it to vote. Those who want a strike action now, raise your hand. Strike action. 110. Those who are in favor of a petition, raise your hand. 180.
David Dontoh, affectionately called Uncle David, Ghana Man, and Kofi Abranteɛ, is a veteran Ghanaian actor and television personality who has starred in numerous local and international films, dramas, theatre, and other stage productions. He began acting in 1980 after seeing a National Film and Television Institute newspaper advert inviting potential actors to come forward for training in a stage and film acting, where he was cast in a 7-minute stage production, The Way to Shame.
They gave them to me. For you, Bob.
Thank you.
You've got to smoke more now. Just imagine the other faces when they see you smoke a cigarette. Here.
Maybe later.
No, now. Bob, please.
I said later.
Okay, then give them to me. I'll smoke them myself.
Since Mary came here, you've been completely crazy.
Subsequently, David's acting potential became more acting giant. David Dontoh is our big interview guest for today. Stay tuned.
And the late Nana Bosompra labeled that guy Ghana Man. The microcosm of the Ghanaian man who works like that in a system where he finds a very interesting, way of surviving, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
But he survives, and he's a worker who earns salary.
Yeah.
So the first 2 episodes was like that. I was Ghana Man, and Grace Omabo was Ghana Woman.
Okay.
But she was selling kinky at the railway station. So station master, who was then the station master at the railway station, when I go there and I go to cry to him so that he can get me something to go and eat and all that, he would tell him, go to the woman who sells kinky and tell him that I sent you. She will let you, you give you something to eat, and at the end of the month, he can come and pay. And she, instead of he calling her Ghana Woman, he would say, Komame Dokono.
Oh.
And that's how her name also got stuck.
So that's how the Mami Dokono came about?
Yes.
From that scene in the
Yes. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes. And the Kofi Abranteɛ was when I had two wives, let me say, and they were so, I don't know, so much of rivals to a point where they don't even want to see each other's face. But what I was doing was, if I buy her this cloth, I'll buy the same cloth and give it to the other one. And then unfortunately for me, one day they went and met at the seamstress. And then the whole secret came out. That, that's what I've been doing. When I buy this for this one, I'll buy the same thing for the other one, and things like that. And then the two of them now plotted and came to my house to beat me up. I was called Kofi Abranteɛ in that series.
And these names have stacked. I mean, they've been there.
Yes.
You've been noted for it.
Yeah.
What exactly was your claim to fame? Which production put you out there and Ghanaians got to know that this is the man, David Dontoh?
Even though, small correction, David Dontoh was the one who wrote the Kukrantumi script.
Okay.
He lives in Germany.
Okay.
I'm David Dontoh.
Okay, so those...
Just that you can actually, I'm called Atu in the house.
Okay.
So if...
Atu Kwame.
So David Atu Dontoh, but I'm David Dontoh.
Okay.
Even though when Osofodaze had been on air for some years, since 71, 72 there, until we came 82, so about 10 years.
Yeah.
And Osofodaze was very popular. But what actually scuttled or ended Osofodaze reign, so to speak, was that from October 1981 to 31st December, when Rawlings did the coup, Sofadazi was on air, and they had requested for increment in their TNT, which was 45 cedis, something like that. Time. And GBC was refusing to, up the fee. So they also refused to come and record. So from October to December, they were repeating their old shows. Okay. Every week they would repeat their old. So when Rawlings did the coup, and the whole of January still, because of the coup, nothing was showing, So they inquired from GBC and they said, this is the situation. So Rawlings called for Nana Bosompra to the castle and asked him, if they are not coming, if they are not prepared to do it, get another set of actors who are ready to take their place on air. And that time I was actually a member of Ghana Theatre Club, which was at the Art Center then. So the Nana Bosompra and station master, Joe Aisin, who at that time was playing in Fela Kakalika and Avenue A. Those were a series on TV.
Popular series.
That's right. And then Esikom, that big fancy woman who used to be with the Arts Council concert party, the two of them, and then Grisomabo herself, who also used to write at that time for Sofadazi. Okay. They came to the Art Center, and they came to Ghana Theatre Club looking for actors. So, and I was so anxious, I really wanted to know exactly what I had never been to GBC. So I really wanted to know exactly what,
goes on there.
Yeah, so when they asked, and that time people were not interested in acting in Akan because they would tag you, crisis.
Which still happens to be today.
Well, yes. So I said, I will be part of it. And then a couple of them, Edina Matachi, Theo Kru, Emery Brown, may he rest in peace, George Ai, a few others. And then Amankwampofu, who was then a worker in GBC, came together. And then we started KTK under the direction of Nana Bosompra. Then to July 83, Nana Bosompra was changed. GBC, they rotate the directors. And so Ebo Baine took over. And Ebo Baine, when he took over, he said, KTK means railway or train. So it confines the writer. Now, we want to have a title that will give the writer freedom to write about any subject. And so he chose Obra for us.
And that's how
Obra came about, and Obra got stuck with us.
So Obra was supposed to have been a competition to Osofadazi?
Not necessarily. It was supposed to be a replacement.
Okay.
Of Akan drama on TV. Was Osofadazi. Because there was the Ghana version, Mr. Mensah, and the Adabraka drama troupe. Yeah. Something Latte. And when Obra came, after maybe about 6-7 years, people pleaded that Osofadazi should still come back because people miss them and things like that. So Osofadazi came back. And so we were rotating. We will do on Sunday, and then Osofadazi will do on Wednesday. Okay. Then the next Sunday, Osofadazi will do it on Sunday, and we will do it on Wednesday. So that the two groups will be featuring twice a week, every week, like that, And that is how we ran, Akan drama until there was a time when they said the two groups were getting stale, so to speak. So they needed more groups. And that's when Dachi, some other groups, other Akan groups were invited to come on board. So it was a group per week. And that one, they show you a program on Sunday, they repeat it on Wednesday. They show a program on Sunday, they repeat it on Wednesday. And that is how the Akan group, Akan drama, also cemented its place on GTV, all those years until even now it's still there. Just that some of the groups have died out, unfortunately.
Your shot at acting actually came up at a time when the original cast was not around, Alex. So you had to step in, and then after that, it seemed to be the story of almost every successful actor.
You see, but the interesting thing was that I was doing theater.
Exactly, way before that.
Yes, I was doing theater. But Alex was my mate in secondary school. We did art. drawing, painting and that kind of thing together. But I did science, so when we were actually going to do this, I dropped the art. But Alex did it and carried on and even brought it to sixth form. So we knew ourselves very well because we won the whole Ghana. They used to do what we call close season, where you don't hunt, you don't kill bushmeat.
Yeah.
The art was based on that. And Alex was first, I was second, the whole Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah, for secondary schools. So we knew ourselves, and because of the art too, we were very good friends in class, same class. And when we finished this form, Alex had relatives in London who had bought him, those days, it was VHS camera. But they wanted him to go and train at NAFTI to come and work at Ghana Films. So Alex, he continued and went to NAFTI. But I wanted to do medicine. Initially it was piloting, and then my tutors annoyed me because I was the best geography student in Ghana.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
And because I did chemistry, physics, biology, maths in sixth form, my mind changed and I wanted to do medicine. Unfortunately for me, I couldn't get, the grades I needed to enter medical school. So I just had to tell myself, okay, maybe not yet. Let me try a few things and see how life will deal with me, and then I can decide later. So I actually dropped studies and started work first with my mother-in-law, with my stepmother at Greater Accra Regional Poultry Farmers Association at Obra. The traffic light almost opposite Ashanti Furniture.
Okay.
Now Ashanti Furniture is no more.
Yeah.
But just beside Farisco, which is also no more.
Yeah.
So that was where I was working. And then at the same time, I had also started training at Ghana Films in film acting and stage acting under George Wilson, the late George Wilson. So every day I will come to work at Adabaka. As soon as I close, I will run to Ghana Films for training. And then a friend took me to Ghana Theatre Club. So I was actually, moving in between these places, at Adabaka to GBC to Art Center every day. And there were times I would walk. I was living in Nansuman. I would walk from
all the way
to GBC to come and
train,
do the recording.
Yeah.
And then after that, I will walk, back to our center.
Wow.
And from our center, I'll walk back home. Yes. That time, that was when we had Chenchema. Taxi that the driver will be holding the door. Otherwise, it will follow.
Everybody will be out.
And it was such I wouldn't say interesting times, such a harrowing times for Ghanaians at that time. So I did that for a while, and that's where Nana Bosopra came in, saw me here. But I had done a couple of stage plays with Ghana Theatre Club, the Struggling Black Race, Back to Mau Mau, and then Twin Essay is an ever play written by, I think, Reverend Fiao or something like that. Then Talents Theatre Group saw me, in the Back to Mau Mau production. I played an army general, They came and took me to Talents. And that was January 82. When they took me to Talents, they were doing a play called The Black Star. Black Star is a satire written by a Nigerian diplomat on Kwame Nkrumah. And because of the coup, 31st December coup, there was a guy who was playing a certain role in the play. The parents had traced him away to UK. But he was actually in the play with his younger brother.
Okay.
So the younger brother was asked to shift to go and play
that role.
That role. And then they came for me to come and take over the younger brother's role. And that's how I came to Talents. We did The Black Star. It was nice. And then the next play, we did Jowolo. Also a very interesting play. And after that, we did Mambo. Mambo is an adaptation of Macbeth by Professor J.C. de Graft. And it's such a very technical play because you are always inside I was playing the lead as Mambo, that is Macbeth. You always you find yourself in the center of a
The
triangle.
whole thing is written.
A triangle. The triangle is actually made up of 3 women who were supposed to be Mrs. Mambo, like Lady Macbeth. But the writer actually split the Lady Macbeth character into 3. The different characteristics of the Lady Mambo. I mean, the hair, Mrs. Mambo. So my wives were 3. And because it was actually setting the story in African, context. In Africa, there is polygamy, so you can actually marry more than one.
Yeah.
And so it was so technical. Any movement I make on stage, the wives must come and make that triangle around me with their dialogue. When I'm also out and I want to enter them, their triangle, I also have to move in there with the dialogue. And it was such a very technical play, but it was such a very, very well-written play. It's such that the diplomats were coming to the art center to come and watch. And I won my first Best Actor award with that play.
Okay. That was 84?
84, yeah. And a lot of people who came to watch. That time, this man had come from California for the first time. He was fresh. He was then the Deputy Foreign Secretary, Ibn Chambers.
Yeah.
And he came to watch the production. And he asked me, have you trained outside before? I said, no, I haven't traveled even outside Ghana before. I've been to Lomé. He said, wow. So where did you learn your acting? I said, oh, I learned I learned at Ghana first. George Wilson trained me in stage acting and film acting and all that. So, but now, currently, I do stage. But I have done Kukrantumi, the road to Accra. You were in that film? I said, yes. So he was so thrilled and, started thinking about working for a scholarship for me to go to UCLA. And because I was on Obra, which was so popular on television, and also with talents, and then that time I had also started work at the Art Center and was hosting an Ansikrom, which is a variety entertainment program. My hands were full. So there was no way I could actually immediately just leave. But, like I was spending my time to see the possibility. Meanwhile, I still wanted to go to the university. And people had advised me that, you acted in school. You're also very good in the language. That is the English they mean. I was also the best English student, 75. So they wanted me to, go to school of performing arts, to go because I had grades that could take me there.
Yeah.
I didn't buy into the idea that much. But I still, tossed the idea in my head until Alex and his people came to shoot in Dansoman. Alex was, shooting for Sam Adanu. He used to be executive director at TV3. He was doing his final year project, The Way to Shame.
The Way to Shame, yeah.
And the person they cast to play the lead role, those days there was no mobile phone. The person had, not
You couldn't reach him and all that.
Yes, they couldn't get to him. He had not, showed up, and they had wasted about 2 hours. And at that time, if you're an after student and you're doing a final year project, you have 5 days to finish. If it spills over to the 5 days, they actually, cancel your this thing, and you have to, you'll be referred to come and do it again. So Adanu was hot. And I had come out of my house in Dansoman. I walked to the Club 250 Junction, somewhere there, to buy newspapers. And then I saw Alex. I said, hey, what are you doing here? He said, we are shooting, blah, blah, blah. I see. Hey, you are into this, you follow that. I said, but we have a problem. I said, which problem? He said, the lead cast has not come. And they have to record, they have to shoot, so you in school, I know you were doing a bit of theater, so why don't you stand in to do this for him? Because it's not a very difficult something, you can do it. I just tossed it in my head. I said, okay, let me quickly go freshen up and then come so that we can go and do it. Then we went and did it. And it was so good that now all the final year students in NAFTI, they were saying, hey, we must use this guy. We must use this guy. They were calling me Ghana's Marlon Brando.
Oh, nice.
You must use this guy because, he's comfortable with the language. He's, he understands so easily. And you see, fortunately for me, even though I was good in the arts as well, I did science. But the science was actually what actually helped my acting. Because I was using scientific benchmarks in my movements.
That was an upper hand for you.
Exactly. Sound, light, movement, all those are in physics and things like that. So I finished that thing and I was doing it for them. And then, I came to do, that time we had what we call radio theater. I came to do radio theater at GBC.
Yeah.
And I played Governor Creasy in the trial of Kwame Nkrumah on radio. And when I finished, in GBC, they call the place Studio 12 or Studio whatever. Studio 2, GBC Studio 2. There was a place that they used to record sing-along, this choral music
yeah.
And that's what we were using to record the radio theater. So with myself, Anan Forson, Charlie Sam, I've forgotten the names of, the rest, Dusty Wayne and all those people. And I played Governor Creasy, who was supposed to be the white man. But interestingly, my auntie, I was living with my auntie in Nanswan at that time. And my auntie's husband was American. So I had picked, the speech
and all that.
Yeah, exactly, the accent, So when I was called to come and play it, I said, oh yeah, I can play it.
That was an easy one for you.
Yeah, because I had been doing Shakespeare and all those things, so it was easy for me to. So after the recording, GBC Studio 2 there, we came to the lobby. When you enter GBC, GBC 2, the studios there, the reception lobby there. This man, he's still alive. He was one of the oldest, Andrew Owusu. No, Robert Owusu. His son was Andrew Owusu, who was also a newsreader. Robert Owusu. He had come out to the lobby and was looking for me. So he asked Anna Forson, who did Governor Creasy? And he said, oh, there's a young guy called David Dontoh. He's the one. And I was standing just by him because he didn't know me. He said, oh, yeah, this is the guy. I said, oh, no. I'm talking about the guy who played the governor. He said, oh, this is the guy who played the governor. You played the governor? I said, yes. You know what? That was a Friday. Monday, come. I will take you to Roberta Gardner. You have to read news.
Okay, so that's how you ended over
there. No, I didn't end there. So Monday, I went to GBC. That time, I was still doing Obra.
Yeah.
I was on TV doing Obra. I went to GBC and I went and told him that my hands are full. The things I'm doing, it's so difficult for me to leave all those things. And essentially, I'm an actor. So reading news, I beg, it won't help me. Please find someone else to do it. Oh, he felt so bad, so sad about it. I said, well, I was trying to help you, but if you can't do it, fine. No problem. So Karl Ajiman Banaman, he was doing a program called Solid Black. And Solid Black, you interview artists, for programs, a particular weekend in Accra and that kind of. And then he said, okay, if you will read the news, I want you to be a stringer on my show. So I'll get you bits and pieces of information about artists and their shows for you to read for me so that, you make my program nice. And I took the opportunity because I was doing an Nancy Chroma at the Art Center, which was a variety entertainment show.
Yeah.
So I will set the band to play. There was a what do you call it, a dance band to play from 1 o'clock to 2, at times to even 2:30. Then I will quickly run from the Art Center, come to GBC, come and record my stringer, whatever, for calendar, and go back. And take the opportunity to advertise my program at the Art Center. That there will be this there, there will be these acrobats, there will be a magician, there will be this, there, So people were wondering how I was working, because during the normal day, I'm a worker at the art center.
At a particular time, to
That's
do
right.
something else.
In the evening, I'll go for training at Ghana Films. From there, I'll come to what do you call it, rehearsals at the art center. Weekend, I will do an answer room. And people were wondering, am I the same person? In fact, some interesting thing happened. When we did Mambo, the one I won the best actor award with, there was this man who came from Kufudia, could say that they called him Playman. He had, traveled from Kufudia to our center to come and watch Mambo. So he watched the Mambo play. He finished and said, "Oh, that was such a beautiful play." I was actually changing backstage. When he walked there, he said, you did fantastic, but the reason why I've come is that you resemble some guy I know. Look, there's this guy who has been playing, we call him Ghanaman in Obra. You resemble him so much.
That was you?
Yes, he didn't know, because in his mind, I can't speak English because I was doing a drama, So as he started talking, I started laughing. He was asking me, why am I? I said, "Oh, I'm the same person." I said, "What? Really? And you could speak that English?" I said, "Yes." "Oh, what do you do?" I said, "Oh, I finished this form, but I'm training at Ghana Films and also working with Ghana Talents Theatre Company and all that. So as for English, I can easily speak it. I shouldn't have any problem." I said, "What? Come. What will you drink?"
Of course, those ones will definitely come.
I said, bar, then we had a nice time. And then he left, for Kufuor.
So it means that you've had a very beautiful career. At a time we're doing very well, even as an industry, from all that you've narrated.
Yes.
People had jobs to do and all of that. What did we do wrong that all of a sudden Nigerian took over and the once revered industry that we had to get to where it is right now?
Interestingly, Nigerians were actually coming here. There were Nigerian students in NAFTI. In fact, there was one Nigerian student who was called Shehu something. He's currently, I don't know whether he's still working there though, the director of television for one of their states. I've forgotten which state. And a lot of them were actually coming to train at NAFTI, and some of them were coming here. Eddie Uboma, he used to be one of the earliest Nigerian film producers. He will produce his film with some of the actors from here, Ivan Sahanta, George Wilson, and then he will even come and do the looping of sound here at Ghana Films. You loop sound on it, in the editing when they are cutting, they loop the sound, and then you come and do it here and all of that. But in the mid-80s, when William Ekufu released The Cult of Alata, it was very badly shot. That time they were using VHS, which was quite grainy. You project it on screen, you are virtually not even seeing anything. The image is good, But the Nigerian had come here to show some, funny film on snake. That's where Diabolo picked this snake.
Oh.
Called Baba Salah. Baba Salah, shot something on video, of course, on VHS, and came to show it here. And even though the story was interesting, it was so bad, people just, left as the film was, ongoing. So William Ekufu took a cue. He was a projectionist at Ghana Films. He took a cue and he also decided to, venture into filmmaking. So he also got somebody to buy him VHS, and he shot The Cult of Alata. But The Cult of Alata, like I was saying, the VHS camera is not that, sharp enough. The images were not whatever enough. So, yes, the first private individual who had been able to use video to make film. That time, video film was, nowhere. There was nothing like video film. What was video film was people capturing weddings, outdoorings, funerals, and things like that. And that one, because they had to move around and capture, it was close range and things like that, because a VHS camera, if you zoom far, the images fall apart, kind of. So we, because I was working with Ghana Films, they decided that they will also, shoot, some of their films with me, Acton Tete, and a few other guys. We shot I Am You It's in black and white. Ghana films could actually, shoot and process celluloid from start to finish, but black and white. Then we needed to, build a color processing laboratory. Those days, if you want to cut a color film, you need to have a laboratory to process the color. Otherwise, it will be black and white. So later, government was talking about building a color processing laboratory. They contacted Sean Graham. I don't know whether he's still alive. The man who actually started the Gold Coast Film Unit in 1948. He was a Canadian. So that time, I think Mr. Totobi Kwache was the Minister for Information. And, Ghana Films was actually under the Ministry of Information. So I think they sent him to go and do research about it and how much it would cost, and came back to say, I think it was between $8 to $11 million at that time to be able to build a color processing laboratory. But Nigeria had taken a giant step ahead of us and built one at Jos.
Okay.
The plateau, yeah. But because they were not that very well, versed in the industry, they were still coming here. Because we had established NAFTI 1978.
And it was doing well.
It was doing well. And students were coming from Namibia, from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, most English-speaking countries. We had, this was a regional film institute, so to speak. There was another one in Kenya. And it was because Hollywood was actually shooting a lot of their movies in Kenya because of the safari, So a lot of others were coming here because they thought, Ghana was ahead of.
So we had almost everything in terms of, but the problem was the quality that we could put out there.
Even the quality was okay. It was the video that the quality was.
So the technical aspect of it, that's where the problem was.
Exactly. So Ghana Films, after shooting I Am You which was black and white, they decided to shoot the day.
Yeah.
And the day Alex Bannerman, I've been talking about VHS, that his relative in UK had now sent him Super VHS. And Super VHS, the resolution is better, is nicer than VHS. So we're going to shoot the day, also in black and white. In fact, we shot the whole film the day in black and white. But Alex brought the camera on set. And the director of the film, Tom Rabero, may he rest in peace. I don't even know whether he's been buried. He died last 2 weeks in US. He was directing. So he would direct the film as he wanted, for the, the celluloid, black and white. Then Alex went and pleaded with him that, he wants to try the VHS, the Super VHS camera that he's got. He's spoken, because we were friends and we knew ourselves before. He's spoken to me and I have agreed. So if you would agree, he begs, he wants to. Every scene that we shoot, as you're shooting the celluloid, because it was Metal. It was Mr. Metal who was on camera. And Sefa was his assistant cameraman. And Alex was a camera assistant also. So he will now use the Super VHS camera to capture it. Eventually, when the film ended, they edited the video version. That's what came out. The black and white never saw light of day.
Wow.
Yes. And that one was a better video film over Cult of Alata that William Ekufu had made. So people now started becoming interested. So if we get VHS cameras, we can make video films. And because video film is electromagnetic, you don't process it.
Yeah.
You just shoot it and edit it and it's gone. So a lot of businessmen saw the opportunity there and they told their relatives and friends out there, some even traveled out there to go and buy VHS cameras. That's how the video revolution started in Ghana. Nowhere in Africa had video films been made. So it started in Ghana. in the mid-'80s. And then, as it moved forward, a lot more people started getting interested. And then Nigerians started also doing some, because they were coming here to learn from here, and and they were training at NAFTI and all that. And NAFTI, they were training them in celluloid film production. But because video was the new technology, the Germans had seen ahead of time and had started training them also in video film production. So the system now started, films started popping out, video films started popping out. And then people started coming out with new films, and, some Graceland movies, Kofi Usu, they went and bought, I've forgotten the type of camera. They went and bought a camera that only Zambia Broadcasting Corporation had that camera. They went and bought that camera. And those days, they were talking about 850 resolution and things like that. They're very powerful. That's what we used to shoot Sikasunsu.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
So, films started coming in Double Cross, Coefficient Tour, this, that, a whole lot. So now it became a big something. But along the line, Kukrantumi had been released in 1983. They had shot Cobra Verde, 1985. They had shot what other film? Some other film I've forgotten. And then the Kwasan had shot already. Love Brood had made waves, but that was celluloid, because Love Brood was shot 79, 80. Then he shot what we just watched. We shot Heritage Africa 88. And then when we shot Heritage Africa, that time, the industry had picked, seriously. And people were coming from all over Africa to come and watch what Ghana, has started doing that is catching on. And you go to Ghana Films to watch from long queue, all the way to the street, to the former French embassy.
So we have really had our time.
Exactly. Then, so Rollins even invited the cast, 89, when he was celebrating 10 years of the revolution, that is the 89 and the 79 revolution. He invited all the cast to the Castle Gardens. We previewed the film with him, and then he feted us, in the Castle Gardens, and we had a chat and all of that. Then, after a while, even though I even played him in a production, in the same production, the events of the revolution that I played him, I don't know, for some reason, his mind changed, or someone changed his mind. They started plotting to sell Ghana Films. And Ghana Films, that was all the industry that we had. And it was actually more or less a well-developed film, because the studio, Ghana Film Studio, is actually currently still the best documentary film studio in Africa.
Yeah.
And they had a what do you call it, sound looping studio. They had sound recording studio.
Professionally, everything was there.
Everything professional, because...
And they sold it out?
Wait. They wanted to. So it pushed the Ghana film workers. They started now churning out movies. So after IMNO, we had the Schemers, we had Jennifer, we had, a couple of films followed. But as time went on and video took over, I think someone convinced him, because the government didn't want to spend that 8 to 11 million to build a color processing laboratory. They were more interested in video. So they went and convinced the government that we should sell Ghana films. But initially, because that was when this craze about divestiture, selling government-owned companies, had come. So initially they didn't sell, but they managed to get the Malaysians who were interested in leasing, so to speak, the whole entire film industry, use it to make films, and also run theater. I say theater, television, and then operate it for 15 years and hand it over
back to
Ghana government.
That's why we had what it is right now.
But they themselves were not interested in film. They were interested in television. So they came and formed Ghana, Malaysia, film industry, whatever, But eventually they started, a war of attrition. They cut off until they killed the film department. And then TV3 took
Came
over.
out. There's too much history we're learning today. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
But because of our time,
Yeah.
I want to find out, you've done this for over the years. There's no scandal. There's no bad publicity and all of that. How do you handle that? And your relationship with others? Agro fear. Did you anytime have any problem that, probably you look back and said maybe you couldn't have been in that position?
Okay, first of all, it's actually your training, how you were brought up in the house, how you should respect people, how you should accept other people's views and things like that. That was what I was actually working with. And that aside, well, when we were in sixth form in secondary school, we were, I think, about 11 who did science. Apam Secondary School was the best school in Ghana when it came to the arts. Because every year, about 40 to 50% of the law school students were coming from Apam Secondary School. In fact, the recent past Chief Justice was a year ahead of me in secondary school in Apam. There were, and the Supreme Court had, at a point in time, 3 Apamites who were Supreme Court judges. Osi Adeyo Ajimambedu was a Apam student. He also went to do law. There were a lot of people, so the arts was solid. So the headmaster was actually trying to, always cream the best students to go and do science, to bring up the science department as well. So we were just 11 who were doing science. And I remember those times, some would say, I will go to the moon. Some would say, I'll build a nuclear reactor. Some would say, we had lofty ideas.
You did well by stitching one of your friends.
I wanted
who had a wound. Remember when you were young, you stitched one of your friends who had a wound.
Yes.
Actually,
Actually, that's what informed my choice of going to do medicine. As young boys, holidays, we were going to steal mango. There was a house right opposite our house. And there was this mango tree. The man, very wicked man, I would say, because he had some hideous beard, and he was living in the house all alone by himself. But the mango fruits were virtually fallen, were ripening and falling down and things. And you dare not, go there to touch it. So we waited, and this man left the house and went to town. And about 3 of us, we just jumped the wall, went into the house, decided to go and steal the mango. So I was under the tree. There was one guy on top of the tree and another one behind the wall. So when he plucks the mangoes down, then I will gather it from under the tree and then hand them over to the one behind the wall, like that. And then we were there when we heard that the man was coming. So because I was standing down, I quickly managed to jump the wall. The other guy on top of the tree, got scared and so decided to jump from the tree to the behind the wall. So he had a distance. Not knowing where he was going to land, there were broken bottles. So a bottle slashed his palm like that. And because he had gone to steal, we couldn't go and tell the house that this is what had happened. So I went for a needle and a black thread. Those days women use thread to plait their hair. And he sutured it. Sewed it, from beginning to the end, sewed it. And, he kept it. He was wearing some long sweater, so he pulled this thing. So he kept it. But in the evening, as usual,
you feel the pain.
He started feeling the pain. He couldn't hide it. So the mother saw it and was wondering what was wrong with him. So he called me, he had no choice but to reveal. Then he saw, and they saw that they had been, sewed up.
And perfectly.
What? Fortunately, there were 2 male nurses in our house, Winneba. There were 2 male nurses in our house. So they quickly took the boy to one of the male nurses. He looked at it and said, no, let's take him to the hospital so that the doctor will actually look at it and see how best we can treat it. So I had to go with them because I did it. They would ask me questions. We got to the hospital and the doctor said, what did you do? Why did you do this? I said, I wanted to stop the blood because blood was oozing from the cut so much so that I couldn't, And all attempts that we tried, blood was still coming, and that's how come we had to suture it. The doctor looked at it and said, okay, this one, I won't touch it. I won't, He just put some, what do you call it, antiseptics, whatever. I know, injected him tetanus, gave him some painkillers, and then said we should go.
That was
2 weeks, we should come. When we went there 2 weeks, the gash had closed. He just cut the distance, pulled out the threads, and we went home.
What do you do for fun if you're not on set, if you're not filming? What do you do?
In fact,
Uncle Dave, please, what do you do for fun?
yeah, I do a lot of. I actually write. I'm a writer. Actually, specialized in playwriting at the university. So I write plays, I write poems, I write stage scripts, I write screenplays.
You don't play football. You don't do any.
No, I box. I box for.
I know you knocked Azuma Nelson at
Yes,
one
yes,
time
yes.
in one of your training.
We were training at Ghanaian Complex, 76. Myself, Azuma Nelson, Kwakwalote, Adama Mesa, we were all training. That's when Ghanaian Complex had been opened fresh at Champions time. So we'll go there and train. And that time, I had been boxing in Apam. Because when I went to Apam Secondary School, there was this national boxing champion, middleweight boxing champion called Joe Oke. He was a Nigerian who had naturalized and was boxing for Ghana. He went to Apam Secondary School. And the year he left was the year I entered. He left his gloves and his, what do you call it?
The ring.
The ring, boxing ring, there. And I took over. Wow. So from Form 1 to lower 6, I was boxing and nobody beat me. Nobody.
No, for knocking out Azuma Nelson, that's a big deal. But would you want to get into boxing sometime?
Oh no, actually, in fact, I was supposed to represent my region, Central Region at that time. We used to have National Day games, and I was sneaked to the stadium to represent Central Region because my sports master thought that I was very good and I could actually help Central Region get a medal. Then my father, I don't know how he heard of it. He came and said, our age man. And that was the end of my boxing career.
That was the end of my boxing career, and of course, that will be where we actually end this conversation.
Oh my goodness!
I've had a good time learning a lot about history in terms of our movie industry, and what a good way to actually celebrate my birthday as well. So, Uncle Dave, forgive me. All this is because it's my birthday today.
Oh,
I don't know how.
Congratulations! And may you get the best of the best that you wish for yourself all the time, all your life.
Amen. Thank you so much. I mean, it's seriously an honor for me to do this and have you here on my birthday.
It's great to be part of this wonderful occasion.
So, what is going on here?
That's right.
Happy birthday to you.
But for a time, I would have sung a birthday song that I have composed for you.
Yes.
Oh, please do.
I should go on. One day God made for you. Happy birthday just to you. Happy for you. Happy for you. Happy birthday. This day is the day, your day. Happy birthday just to you. Happy for you. Happy for you. Happy birthday. I am happy. Happy for you. We are happy. Happy for you. The world is happy for you. Happy for you, happy birthday. Happy birthday, yo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, yo. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, yo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, yo.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, yo. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wanted today's birthday to be like
I know.
of all of these things.
She's come to cut the cake, I guess.
Sorry?
Yes.
You've come to cut the cake.
Yes, I am the assistant birthday celebrant. Yes.
For today.
Secretary for today.
Right.
That's nice.
But thank you guys.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sedem, House of Sedem, the gentleman that has been the House of Sedem that
we put this
AMJ
together.
mentions a lot when it comes to his attire. This is him.
Yeah. I had to wear this at all costs today. I love it. I love it too much. I love it too much.
KMJ, happy birthday to you.
Oh boy.
Happy birthday to you. You've been amazing. You're a great person. I mean,
Wow.
There's a
Yeah. This is a portrait for you.
That's beautiful.
I'm praying for a day where all these will stop.
That's beautiful.
All these skirmishes.
Obenyampo.
I
Enjoy while it lasts.
That would be a beautiful
Thank
costume
you,
for a
thank
film.
yeah.
Right.
You know, some king, some palace and all that.
It's a beautiful costume for
We're
a
going to
film.
do one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yes, I did
Why
that.
not? Oh, you did that?
Yes.
Yeah, he did the costume for me. I think this was Ghana Music Awards.
Yes.
UK.
Yes, UK. Yeah.
But guys, thank you. Thank
Happy
you
birthday,
so much.
Kev.
Thank you so much. Hey, Charlie Full Squad, though.
Yes, House of Seven. Yeah.
My people, thank you so much. I didn't know this was going to come
Yeah.
You shouldn't know about it.
Whatever. But Uncle Dave, I mean, the highlight for me has been you. And singing for me, it's quite an honor. I really
And giving us
appreciate
all the
it.
history. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
It's not done yet.
It's not, yes, I know.
There's a
I know.
lot
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
That,
make
you
some
know,
more
Yeah.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
Because
get into
these are things that the new generation should know
No, exactly.
and build on.
Yeah.
Because
True.
a foundation has been laid. Just that we have this culture in Ghana where you are not able to hold onto something and make it grow. People can call themselves developed when what they came to meet, they could add on, they could develop on it. Because you came to meet Adwa dance, Agbaja dance, whatever. What dance have you created your generation and added on? No.
Azonto and
Exactly.
Oh, it's left in the next 5
You know,
years.
so our generation, we call it tangible and intangible folklore. We fall short there. We need to create things to add onto what we came to see. Since Obra and his brother created Pan logo at Buko Square, 1962, and Francis Nuatro created Bobobo, 1965, in Pando, nobody has created any new dance in this country. And
incredible.
Azonto, you know, but even Azonto, you see, is lost. You
yeah.
cannot hold on to Azonto.
Yeah.
It's sad, you know, but that culture.
It's
we
very
must kill
sad,
it.
but we'll get there.
We must kill it so that we are able to develop and sustain the development.
Right.
Carry on from there.
Okay. So KMJ, so this is very incredible. And we are still celebrating KMJ. So we have joined us on the phone, Dr. Lawrence Tete. Hi, Daddy. Good morning.
Oh boy, you guys had to do this.
Dr. Lawrence Tete. Daddy, can you hear me? Okay, so that was another surprise for you, KMJ.
I go through
we are
this
getting
every
it.
year,
Time.
almost every year. I think my birthdays fall when I'm on TV.
Wow.
When I was on radio, the same thing at Hit FM. Almost all my birthdays, I would wish that I'll be off TV, but they all fall when
on the day that you're on TV.
know. So I've
No, but that's good for you. That's good for you.
Okay, so Dr.
You get a lot of
Lawrence Tete
mileage.
is back. Good morning, Daddy.
Good morning.
How are you?
My happy birthday.
oh boy, oh, Papa himself.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Even before you speak, I wish you the best of birthday. I
Amen.
pray that you don't just grow in age, but you also grow in wisdom. I pray that regardless of what you've gone through and what you've seen, the years ahead of you will be more glorious than what you've spent already.
Amen.
That you not just grow in that age that we say, but you also grow in the stature, in the likeness of a man of tenacity. May God bless you. I wish you the best. In fact, I want you to know that this day will not just be the beginning. It will be a catapult for you to go to higher heights in your life. Happy birthday on our face.
Amen. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you so
And I'm happy
much.
for you.
Thank you so much, Daddy. I'm gonna come home. I need special prayers, so I come home.
You must come home. Come home and let's have lunch together. Come home.
I
let's
will.
have
I
dinner
will.
Together. Come home and that. And remember, we love you. I want you also know that
Thank
you
you.
know that most of us that listen to you, hold you in a very high esteem.
Ah.
You've done very well. And we don't take the program for granted at all. You are very composed and very organized. And that is why I will sacrifice my day to wish you a happy birthday, publicly and on air.
I remember the very first day. Okay, we'll be. When he called me at an event,
Happy
thank you so much. Man.
Viewers, thank you so much for celebrating with us KMJ's birthday right here on Prime Morning. K, all the best to you in all your endeavors, and we pray that God lifts you to a different level, as you celebrate your birthday.
Yeah, I'm spending time with the kids and the children. I keep calling them kids, but they are children from 13 to 21. These are young offenders who are more or less in prison, but not because they are young ones. We don't call them prisoners, but that's their circumstance. And so I'll be spending time with them at the Rich prison today. That's where the birthday party will be. I'll have a few minutes talk with them, encourage them, and then later we'll get to cut a cake, and then we'll do some donations as well. And once again, I would like to say a big thank you to all those who supported the donation for these children. We bought them pencils, rice, we bought them books, we bought them detergent, we bought them drinks and all of that. We're going to present all of that to them, and we'll give them hope. And it's because you made it possible. And so this birthday is the only special birthday to me in my entire life, because I get to do this for these children, and I'm really excited about it.
You're a great person. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Sadam, thank you so much for being here.
You need to cry. We need to see your tears.
Then don't want to mean so he can't break that
My
easily.
mom died. I've not cried again. I'm not sure I'll cry again.
Right, okay. So viewers, continue staying with us right here on Prime Morning. So the Mystic Twins are coming up next, and you will definitely enjoy this conversation. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.